Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for visiting the YouTube channel for bestbiblecommentaries.com. In this video, I'm going to show you some new releases in Bible commentaries, a few in biblical studies, and one or two in theology. Before I do that, I invite you to subscribe to the channel if you like seeing videos on biblical studies resources, and liking the video helps me out as well. You can always leave a comment and ask a question down below, and I'll do my best to answer it. All right, so first up is the Daniel volume in the ZECOT series, Zondervan Exegetical Commentary on the Old Testament series. This series, the Old Testament volumes continue to come out. Leviticus was last, if I remember correctly. The series started with some minor prophets, and now it's moving more into some of the larger books. I know that Genesis is on the horizon sometime soon. Wendy Witter, you might be familiar with the name because she wrote the Daniel volume in the Story of God Bible Commentary series, which is another Zondervan series. This one is more technical than the Story of God Bible Commentary series. So if you're looking for a resource for like a Sunday school class or a small group, you might want to look at Wendy Witter's book on Daniel in the Story of God Bible Commentary series. But for pastors and students, this volume, it will probably be preferred. There's more information on the Hebrew. There's more information on the history of interpretation. There's grammatical analysis, all of those kind of things that come in a mid-level commentary. But there's application as well. Great series. I love that series. Next up is the new commentary in the Reformed Expository Commentary series, and it's on 2 Corinthians by Trent Casto, who is a senior pastor at Covenant Church of Naples in Naples, Florida. So, a PCA church. So just like other commentaries in this series, this is an expository commentary. So think of printed sermons. So they're more devotional in nature. They're more application focused, but of course with a good solid explanation of the text in its original context. And so if you're looking for something like that, so this would be great for pastors. Even the series is even good for devotional reading. So for your consideration, the 2 Corinthians volume in the REC series. So here's the new commentary in the Story of God Bible Commentary series. It's on 1st and 2nd Chronicles by Carol Kamitsky, who is senior professor of Old Testament at Gordon Conwell Theological Seminary. So this commentary is designed for pastors, but it would also be a good option for Sunday school teachers, small groups, just like I mentioned with the Wendy Witter's Daniel volume in this same series. So each passage is divided into listen to the story, explain the story, and live the story, which is the application portion. So 1st and 2nd Chronicles. Comment down below if you've had a small group or a Sunday school class or a sermon series ever on 1st and 2nd Chronicles. I think that would be fantastic if there are examples of that. But unfortunately, sometimes churches today shy away from doing a passage-by-passage study of some of the bigger books. We should get back to that. The next commentary is a newer series called the Commentaries for Christian Formation series, and this volume is on Proverbs by John Goldengay, which some of you are probably familiar with him. He's written a lot of commentaries. I don't know how he produces so much material, just really extraordinary. John Goldengay is Professor Emeritus of Old Testament at Fuller. So this series, I think, if I remember correctly, N.T. Wright's Galatians volume was the first to come out in this series, maybe a year or two ago. It's called CCF series, Commentaries for Christian Formation. So this is next up in the series. Proverbs, I have not spent time with it. Looks like a mid-level commentary at first glance. So for your consideration. Next up in the Keru Commentary series is the volume on Numbers. It's by Joel Barker and Stephen West, and is a commentary for preaching and teaching. So in these commentaries, one author does the exegetical portion of the commentary and another does the application portion. So great for use in the church, in churches. The exegetical author, Joel Barker, is Associate Professor of Biblical Studies at Heritage College and Seminary in Ontario. Stephen West is Provost and Professor at Heritage College also, and Seminary in, of course, Ontario. So the series uses, I think it's all Baptist pastors or Baptist, scholars from the Baptist tradition. I think all of them are, if not all, most of them are from the Baptist tradition. This one I thought I would show you because it's a new version. This is a pretty popular commentary series, N.T. Wright, the For Everyone series. This is the Luke volume. They have an anniversary edition now of this commentary. So there's a study guide alongside of it, but pretty popular commentary series, partly because it's pretty affordable. So it's only about 250 pages in length. So just understand what you're getting. If you use this, it's not going to be a real in-depth study, but for various uses in the church, it could be beneficial to people. And N.T. Wright's a pretty popular author, so I thought I would show you that one. All right, this next one is a kind of a neat new resource from Lexham, and it's called a Geographic Commentary. It's called Lexham Geographic Commentary, and then on the Pentateuch. And so I'm thinking that this is going to be a series. So this is the Lexham Geographic Commentary and the Pentateuch, and then I think there will be on the history books, on the wisdom literature. That would be my guess moving forward. One of the things I like about this resource is that the pages inside, the pictures inside, the maps, and so forth are in color. So that's full color. So that's pretty neat. 2-column format, usually that enables more information to get inside of the book, so a little bit smaller font, but the pictures are neat. And it's I was looking at this a little bit recently, last couple of days, and it looks to be a canonical order of the material. So if you're studying Exodus, you're teaching on Exodus, you're reading through Exodus, you turn to Exodus, and it will kind of highlight for you through maps and through explanations and through real pictures. It will just explain the geographical setting of whatever section you're in. So looks to be a neat resource, and I think it looks to be a start of a series on geography. If that does end up being a series, that has to be one of the largest series on geography of the Bible if each volume looks something like this. Maybe the Pentateuch is going to be a little longer, but we will see. All right, next up in the interpretation series. So the interpretation series is a mid-level commentary series that was completed, a long time ago. But there's different theological resources or biblical studies resources that continue to be published under the series name. So interpretation, resources for use of Scripture in the church. This is by John Knox, Westminster John Knox Press. So this one is called Eschatology in the Bible. This is called Death, the End of History and Beyond. Subtitle, Eschatology in the Bible. Greg Carey is the author, and he is a professor of New Testament at Lancaster Theological Seminary. So, Interpretation's a pretty well-reviewed commentary series, mid-level commentary series. However, the resources that kind of are supplemental to it, the biblical studies and theological resources like this, aren't as well known. So let me know in the comment section if you've used one of those before. Next up from IVP is by Peter J. Leithart, I think is how you say his name, and it's called Creator. The subtitle is A Theological Interpretation of Genesis 1. So Peter Leithart is president of Theopolis Institute in Birmingham, Alabama, and teacher at Trinity Presbyterian Church. And he's written some other books. So anyway, I have not read it yet, but it's a discussion, of course, on Creator in Genesis chapter 1. So you can explore that more if you are interested online. This is a little bit dated now, but it is technically a new release. We're just past the Christmas season now. So this is called Journey to Bethlehem, a Treasury of Classic Christmas Devotionals by Leland Ryken. So I like Leland Ryken. This is a Crossway publication, and we're not really in season for this anymore, but it's a combination of Christmas hymns, Christmas poems, Christmas devotionals, short, 4 or 5 page readings. So I showed you the red one last time, and I can't remember what the title of that one was, but Crossway has some excellent Christmas resources. So, I'm only 10 months ahead on that. 10 and a half months ahead on that. This one, actually, I was reading about this because it won an award recently, and so I thought I would pick it up. It's by Samuel D. James. It's called Digital Liturgies. What I read about it, I was interested in it. It's about, the subtitle is Rediscovering Christian Wisdom in an Online Age. And that was intriguing to me, and had some good blurbs from Tim Keller and Russell Moore. So, also a Crossway publication. So it looked interesting. Let me know if you've read it down below. It's a new release. It's on my stack of books to read next, and I thought I would just show it. It's not exactly biblical studies or theological or commentary, but nevertheless interesting. So thought I would show it to you. All right. Thanks, and I will see you next time.